Hey, how you doing, guys? ZedEye here. So today I wanted to share my thoughts on Ubisoft Forward Showcase that just wrapped up yesterday. I wanted to sleep over, think about it, think about what I saw, marinate my thoughts a little bit as well. And you know what? At this point, I gotta say that the showcase in itself, like the showcase, was actually quite bad. But the games, the content, well, that's a different story. That was actually quite entertaining and good. So I want to get into all the games that they have showcased in here, share my thoughts about them as well, and what I think about them. So first up was the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Now they showcased its gameplay, and my god, this is so reminiscent of Far Cry games. I'm kind of actually disappointed because of that, and another disappointing thing, and I think it's a main issue, seriously, being of a first person. Like, why did they make that decision to go with the first person perspective? I think it should have been a third person game. And they have confirmed that any sort of mounts that you use, it will be in third person. But as you're playing it, as a character, you will be in first person. Another good thing as well that they mentioned that it will have a co-op in here. So again, this is very much like Far Cry games. I think that they kind of missed that opportunity of making the world even more seamless and more beautiful while having it in third-person perspective, because first-person perspective, I don't think necessarily that it's, well, the best presentation of the beauty within Pandora. Now, I want to say as well that I think it's the live stream. I genuinely think it was the live stream, but something about it that kind of seemed a little off in terms of the quality or the graphics is especially the kind of brown, the muddy look, right? It kind of, everything seemed, anything that was brown or like maybe in a human settlement and everything like that, it seemed very washed out. It seemed, like I said, blurry as well in some cases. But visuals, right, the aesthetic, from the distance and everything like that, it seems beautiful, it seems like colorful, it seems like every detail is fantastic looking. But when you get up close and personal, like really close, you can see a lot of fails, a lot of details are just missing, or maybe a lot of blurring going on there, like shortcuts that were taken. And I don't think it will be a detriment for this game, but I still think that because of the movies that we've gotten from Avatar, they're like, literally groundbreaking achievements in terms of the quality. Seriously, like they even surpassed such as movies like Marvel's Avengers, right? Like the Endgame or Infinity War as an example. But like this is still, and like, a little bit concerning, but not so much. I'm just curious to see how this will play out and what kind of like, story quests are there here. Because mind you, the thing is that I'm noticing here, like I said, Far Cry elements are really present here. I'm worried that it's basically more of a similar quest line that was present in Far Cry games. For example, you go up to the settlement, you have to take out those outposts to get them for your own. Like humans are bad, avatars are good, and that kind of aspect it'll have. There's going to be some quirky characters, maybe there will be some good humans that you will interact with as well. But there will be more or less of side characters, side quests and stuff like that. And during the main quest you'll have to do an objectives, for example, to continue through the story. You see, like this is very, very Far Cry, and I don't know how you can really expand on it or make it even better than before. So it's hard to say, to be honest with you, and I'm not too sure, how I feel about this. Now, okay, so let's continue on. We're getting into the X-Defined was the next thing basically, and they basically mentioned regarding that there will be a new session, an open session coming on June 21st till 23rd on PlayStation 5, Windows, PC and Xbox Series X and S. Again, full game was not specified in terms of its release date. They only mentioned it sometime later down this summer, so that's good news. A lot of people are very much excited for X-Defined because it actually kind of has similar vibes of Call of Duty, and perhaps a lot of people will want a replacement for Call of Duty, and it makes sense. But yeah, I don't really have much thoughts about it. I didn't really play it, unfortunately, so I'm not that really curious about it. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was up next. Actually, this was a looker, right? This was interesting and not really my type of kind of style game anyway, but it has like a elements of Prince of Persia and also a lot of different games as well. I would even say that, you know, a lot of people say kind of giving a little bit of a comparison of it, like a little bit of an Assassin's Creed. I would say I don't see anything related to Assassin's Creed in here. I really don't. But yeah, it seems cool. That's all I really got to say. The gameplay presentation looks entertaining, right? Bombastic, looks like action, very, very action-packed. Coming on January the 18th, my apologies, of 2024. It seems cool, whatever. I just don't have much thoughts about it. I'm not gonna get it. It's not really up for me. Well, not for me, right? Okay, the Division Resurgence is up next. Well, this is a mobile spin-off game for the Division. I'm not that interested. I know for a fact I will not be playing it, so I'm pretty much gonna be skipping on it. Skull and Bones, this was a little bit of a surprise that it even got its presence here, even though it was really, really poorly presented. Seriously, like, what's with this? It's just the bunch of, well, people came up and they had, well, pretty good music. That's it. I'm serious. Like, the only thing they had to say was basically a closed beta will be coming on August 25th till 28th of 2023, so you can try it out for yourself. It's okay. It's just, it's weird, man. I'm not too sure. The Skull and Bones should not even been present in here if you had nothing to show, and you literally had nothing to show. The Crew Motorfest, well, this was, oh man. Okay, so Crew Motorfest is a third entry in Ubisoft's racing series. I don't know, man. This it seems not for me, because there's so many other racing games out there. Horizon as an example, right? It's just, it kind of just, it's being overshadowed, right? I think this game is just trying to catch up that it will never will, unfortunately. It's getting its closed beta as well on July 21st till 23rd, and it's coming out on the September the 14th. This game is going to get seriously overshadowed. But anyway, Assassin's Creed are up next. First is Assassin's Creed Nexus. This is the VR game. This was very poor showing, very, very poor showing. It just showed off the CGI, a first-person perspective of Assassin's Creed. For example, Ezio, Connor, and Cassandra are gonna be, I think they're gonna be playable characters, or at least they will star as the, you know, the franchise's protagonists in this game. And it's coming to MetaQuest 2 as well, so that's awesome. I guess, I don't know. Like, from the footage like that I've noticed, I was already getting kind of, well, sick, if that makes sense. But yeah, we need to see the gameplay. It's gonna be nothing like the CGI that they have showed us. Alright, Assassin's Creed Mirage was next thing. So I wanted to mention, for example, that there's Assassin's Creed Jade as well, but I believe that's a mobile game. I'm not really into it. It's based in China. I hope they would have been actually, like, you know, on a console instead, but it's coming on mobile, so I'm not that interested. So Assassin's Creed Mirage is up next for me, and this was a good one, a good look. I really appreciated that they gave us a proper look for Assassin's Creed Mirage, the proper gameplay. You know, the differences compared to Valhalla and also this game. And mind you, like, you gotta admit, guys, I'm sorry, but like, if you compare this quality in terms of the Unity or like any older Assassin's Creed games, like, you know, classical Assassin's Creed games, and here, well, yeah, this game looks like trash. It genuinely does, in terms of the facial animations and facial features and stuff like that. In terms of the quality I'm talking about. The gameplay looks awesome. I'm definitely gonna be picking it up though. I'm a little bit of a fan of Assassin's Creed in general. So I'm looking forward to the main line. I'm looking forward to this Mirage as well. I'm glad the way that this is a $50 pound or euros or whatever the game, right? Or was it, well, I think it was $40, right? And well, it's 50 euros for us here in Europe. And so basically, here is the interesting part that I liked, is that it's not going to be a ginormous scope like it was for Odyssey, Origins, or Valhalla. And of course, it's going to be a different story with Assassin's Creed Red, the next mainlined Assassin's Creed game coming out. Now, I'm curious to see more. Well, no, I'm not. I'm good, basically. To be honest with you, I'm good. I'm sold. I'm gonna be picking it up. I'll enjoy it for a few days. Then I think I'll be done with it. That kind of feeling I'm getting from it. So the last thing was presented was this Star Wars Outlaws. Okay. This was interesting. This was very, very interesting. This is going to be interesting because I was watching this gameplay, right? They showed off the gameplay. I didn't think it was that good. I did not think it was that good. It's because maybe they showed off the gameplay the way they did. They didn't seem that good. Also, live stream, I think it must have been a live stream because the quality looked like shite. Or maybe it's just the, like, a quality decision or the style that it went with, and it kind of looks like all washed out. Or is it just Star Wars in general? Because I'm noticing the same trend again with Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order, and now we're seeing it here again. Is it like Star Wars thing or something? And also, I'm kind of sick of Star Wars. There's so many series, movies, games, and they're all similar on approach. Like about outlaws running away from the Empire, like Empire are the bad guys. Yeah, I mean, I get why that is, but there's just so much of it. It's annoying as hell. Now, like a lot of people say, well, this is a good thing because like it's concentrated more or less on a normal person instead of a Jedi, right? Like there's no Jedi in here. Like you don't play with the guy with the lightsaber or something like that. In this case, you're using a blaster, right? But still, it's more of the same still. And they say it's an open world, okay, I can see the appeal within that, but also I need to see more, if that makes sense. This definitely didn't like convince me. I'm noticing a lot of people are hyped for this, and they say it's the best thing that they got in store from the Ubisoft Forward Showcase. I don't agree. I think this actually, it's just a generic kind of thing, right? It's still surprised that Massive are capable of like pumping out all these games. Well, of course, it's not just Massive. There's been announced that so many other studios are working on Star Wars Outlaws as well, and they want to release in 2024. I doubt it'll come out early of 2024. I'll say maybe second half of 2024, more realistic. But yeah, it seems cool. It seems cool in terms of what I've saw, but not convincing. But that's just me. All right, guys. Well, yeah, like I mentioned, the showcase was a mess. Like the developers these people that were coming out on stage, they like a lot of times they were rambling, a lot of times they just kept on dragging the whole thing. A lot of times I'm noticing there was screen issues behind the developers themselves when they were showcasing their games, and also I'm noticing that a lot of the weird shots with the camera way too up close, or it's just very awkward moments. I feel it's very outdated in terms of the design of showcase. It's not good, and it was pretty much broken on that front. That's why I say the show was bad, the showcase was bad, but the content, the games were entertaining, they were interesting, right? At least some of those games for me. Well, guys, I think I might have skipped like one or two games, but they were no interest to me. That's why I skipped them. But anyway, do let me know what you think about the Ubisoft Forward Showcase and a lot of those games that at least interested you. Alright, like and subscribe. See you guys all, and have a wonderful day.